Welcome back to the channel. So that's how you do that. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Joe Latender and I want to personally say welcome. I'm glad to have you here. Today, we're going to be talking about the 5 best vinyl planks on the market. At least the 5 best that I think are the best. And I'll go through that with you. Now I'm down in my basement right now starting a remodel. I just started doing some tile demos, so it's kind of dusty, dungy down here, so a little dark right now. So if you're wondering, but that's what gave me the idea, because I get asked all the time, what was it that made me choose the plank that I'm going to go with down in this basement? I want to go over that with you and talk to you about the 5 planks that I think are the best on the market, okay? And so, what are these planks? And I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I chose these plank. Now, reason number 1 is I haven't had any issues with these plank while I've been installing them, okay? So over the years of installing these planks, I have not had any issues, okay? So I have never replaced one of these planks because of installation error or even manufacturer. These planks have been solid and true for me for all of my installs that I've done over the years. So a lot of these stores that, as an installer, we go work for, they don't go by my top 5 list, okay? They're going by whatever the customer wants to buy. So they have different price ranges. They have cheap and better. And I gotta tell you, there's times where I go out on a project that I'm installing and I know right away they sent me the garbage plank and I gotta try to make this garbage plank look good, because if it gaps, if it buckles, if there's any problems with this plank, who's the first person that they're gonna turn to and look to? Me. They're gonna blame me. I look like the person who's responsible for this failing. And I don't want that to happen to you. And I gotta tell you, as an installer, some of these plank that I'm installing and I'm leaving, before I'm leaving, I'm on my knees, please, Lord, please let this plank last at least 1 year, so my warranty is done. I'm serious. That's how bad some of the plank is that's out there on the market that we have to try to install and make look good as an installer. These are the plank that I don't have those issues with. I'm not praying to make sure that I get my 1-year install warranty when I'm done with one of these. All these plank that I'm going to talk to you about, they all seem durable. They have a good locking system on it. Now, they're not bulletproof, but when I say durable, I mean when I'm putting it together, it's not falling apart. You could take a screwdriver and jam it in and drag it across, and yes, you're going to gouge it. It's vinyl plank. Of course it's going to. But it's durable to everyday life. Average everyday life. It's going to be okay with pets, with kids. Sure, you might put a scratch or 2 in it, but it's not going to scratch when you look at it. It's pretty durable plank. And it's not just the surface part that's durable, also the locking system. Now, that's reason number 3, because all of these planks that I'm going to share with you, they have the best locking mechanism on the market. Okay, there's a certain type of locking system that I like to use. Okay, there's a couple of them that are out on the market. Now, Home Depot or places like that are selling plank that they claim is easy for you as a DIYer or a self-contractor to install, because they made the locking mechanism easier to use for somebody who doesn't have that much experience. And so that is called a drop and lock. And I'm not a big fan of the drop and lock. And what that is it's like you have a groove, a piece of plank here and another piece of plank that goes together just like this. Okay? Now that's how you lock it in. On top, how you lock it in is you hit that down with a rubber mallet and it goes together then. Now if you have any hollowness underneath, that plank, when you walk on it over time, can separate and pop up on that cross joint. What are you going to do when you see that? You're going to step it back down. Now it's already lost its integrity. It's never gonna be as strong as it was the first time it locked together. And so when you walk on it again, it's gonna pop out. Put it back in, now it's gonna get to a point where it doesn't even lock down. That's one of the reasons why I don't like the drop and lock. What I like is the tongue and groove. If this is the groove, the tongue goes into the groove and you lock it down at an angle, okay? Now it's not gonna come apart this way, and it's not gonna come apart this way when you step on it, because the tongue is inserted into the groove and it's holding it, and it also has a little bit of a lock on it, a lip that goes in, locks down, and so it locks in there. That's why I really like all of these planks. Now, I just went hunting. I needed a vest, an orange vest. I have all the good, expensive, warm clothes. I just wanted to cover it with an orange vest because I don't want to get shot out in the woods, right? So I said, honey, when you're at the store, grab me an orange vest. So she grabbed me one, had Velcro, real easy to put together, put it on, just Velcro it up, I'm gone. Well, as I'm walking through the woods, the Velcro comes undone. No problem, put it back together, right? Well, doing that several times, what do you think happened? Exactly, the Velcro doesn't stick anymore. It's done, it won't stick, it won't hold together. I don't blame my wife. It was easy, but easier isn't always better. And that's what that locking system is like, the drop and lock. It's like Velcro that wears out over time. Now, the other thing I want to share with you is that you want to look for a locking mechanism that is strong. Now, this breaks like a potato chip. I wanted to show you. Pops right off. The whole locking system breaks off all the way from the edge of the plank. That's not good. That's not good. If it was just the lip, that would be okay. But because it breaks off so easy like a potato chip, this is garbage. You don't want it. You don't want it. You don't want it. You want to stay away from it. And that's why these plank that I'm sharing with you are in my top 5, because they're not like that. If something does break on it, it's just going to be the lip, and it doesn't matter. For example, this one. If I break it, I break just the lip. It's just the lip. The main part of the locking system is still there to hold together. Not the entire locking system breaking off. Now, locking systems will break if you put a lot of force. If it breaks and you have to use some pretty good force to make it break, or if it breaks just at a little spot and then you still have the rest of the locking system, you're going to be okay. It's the ones that completely break all the way to the plank. What's going to hold there now? Nothing. It's junk, it's garbage. One of the other things that I want to tell you is that you don't want to go by price alone when you're looking for a vinyl plank, okay? Don't go by price. Got a little story. Have a friend, went to Home Depot, bought some laminate, got it for 89 cents. 89 cents is pretty good, right? He thought so. Went home, or went and bought it, came and called, or seen him, asked me, hey Joe, I got some laminate for 89 cents. Think it's any good? It's a closeout. He had the taillight warranty. When he left the parking lot and Home Depot could no longer see his taillights, his warranty was up. Because he bought this as a special, a sellout. They're not selling it anymore. They're not going to take it back. 89 cents, not a big deal if it's not good plank. 89 cents. So I told him, all right, I'll come over to your house, I'll help you install it. I helped him install it. The locking system wasn't very good. The plank chipped so easy. So easy. Got all done after he moved all of his furniture, tore off all the trim, we put the plank in, got all the stuff back together, put everything back in, put the trim on, everything's good, cleaned up the house, a couple weeks, right? Painted. A couple months later, plank's gapping, chipping everywhere, coming apart. I told him, try to put some glue in there, kick the seams back together, see what happens. Still not holding, still having a problem, it's still coming apart. It was only 89 cents. He's going to replace it now. I'm going to help him again. But now, got to take all the furniture out, take all the trim off, interrupt life for a couple weeks again. Is it really worth it going to get 89-cent plank? If it's 89-cent plank, it's 89-cent plank. You're going to get what you pay for. Just remember that. And the other thing is you don't want to just go by color, because I know a lot of people do. It happened in my house and I'm an installer and I'm here telling you what's good and not. Gonna tell you a story I don't like to tell, but I'm gonna tell you a story. I rent a house, been living here a couple years. Called Karen. Karen and Leroy are my landlords, really nice people. God's blessed me greatly with having them as landlords. I don't want to move again until I find the place that we're moving to last. I hate moving. Anybody else with me? I hate moving. So I call Karen. Karen, this is Joe. Want to replace the carpet in the house. We also got all this soft wood that you have all throughout. Scratches, dents easily. It looks terrible. I know some of you are thinking, wood? Why don't you refinish the wood? Because it's soft wood. It dents and scratches easy. Doesn't look good after some time. Why put the money into that? Instead, I'm going to cover it with some vinyl plank. So Karen says, yeah, get rid of the carpet. No problem, Joe. Just need you to sign a longer lease. Okay, I'll do that. I want to stay here for a while anyway, Karen. No problem. So she said, make sure when you go pick this out, you pick something out good. This is one of our best rental properties. We want something good. We want this to be a nice place. No problem, Karen, I got you. So I go to the store that I used to work, brought my wife with, Brenda, walk in the store. There's Mary, one of the owners. Hey, Mary, here to get some plank. Right away, I bring Brenda to the plank that I think is the best. Find something in there, baby. You don't want me picking out colors. I can hardly tell black and white. I'm so colorblind. So she found some. Now keep in mind, we have gold and oak all throughout our house. It's a 90s house, right? So everybody was into gold and oak back then. We don't want to paint all that. So we're going to try to find something to match the gold and oak. Nothing really matched. She picked out a few samples of each of the ones that I told you, and then Mary said, oh, over here I got this new product line that just came in. Good stuff. I didn't know much about it. I went and looked at it. It seemed to be good. It was an SPC. Locking system seemed to be good. It was the type of locking system that I like, the angle-to-angle locking system. So, brought some samples home. Everybody chose. Of course, I chose too. We couldn't figure out which one we wanted, so all the kids came over. Now keep in mind, I got 9 kids, 9 grandkids, 13 grandpups. I want something that's gonna last, right? So we get everybody over, everybody picks. I got overruled. We ended up picking a plank from the new line. 2 months later, started gapping, started buckling, especially where the sunlight came in. Looked across the floor, it's all wavy. It just looked terrible. It was terrible. So now I got to tell Karen, I didn't buy you a good vinyl plank. Well, anyway, long story short, I'm replacing that plank this winter with one of the planks that are in my top 5. That'll be a video. I'm going to shoot it again. Hey, it's a win-win, I guess, right? Got to take everything out, redo the whole thing. It's just going to be a mess. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So just trust me. So let's go through what are these 5 plank. So the very first one I want to talk to you about is Flooret. Now, what I want to tell you about Flooret is they are an online company. So they don't have a middleman. So they have some really good plank, but there's no middleman. So the price of the plank is cheaper, less expensive than what you would find it in the store. So you could pretty much add $1.50 on each of these if it was in the store, because you know the middleman's got to get their money, right? One of the things that I love the most about this company is they absolutely have the best customer service by far than any company. And I'm not just talking plank, any company that I've ever dealt with in customer service. When you call them, ring, ring, hello, Flooret, How can I help you? You really get a human being. Oh my gosh, a human being. Somebody from the great state of Texas. I'm not from Texas, but I hear it's a great state, right? So you get somebody. They're going to answer any question that you might have, whether it's install related or related to their product, or if you had a problem with shipping, or if you had a problem with some materials that you got that were damaged. These people are going to be there to help you. They've proven it time and time again to me. I've been working with them for about 3 years, and today that's why I can stand here and say, by far, best customer service of any company I've ever dealt with. And they have some pretty dang good plank. So they have a couple different lines. Their premium product, premium, is called Modin Signature. Now this is a wide plank. It's really long, 9 inches by 72 inches long. Has a 40 mil wear layer. We're going to be talking about wear layers a lot with all these products that I'm going to tell you about. What is a wear layer? What does 40 mil mean? What does 20 mil mean? Well, what that is that's the layer at the very top of the plank, and you have to wear through all of that before you get to the pattern of the plank. And once you get to the pattern of the plank and that wears off, you're done, right? So you want a good wear layer, a nice thick one. One that's at least 20 mil thick. All of the plank I'm going to share with you has a 20 mil wear layer. So, with that being said, let's continue down the line. Modin Signature, again, that's their premium plank that they have there. They also have Modin Base. That's their budget plank. One of the best budget planks out on the market. Now, did I just say that it's the best plank out on the market? No, I didn't. I said it's the best, one of the best budget planks, meaning out of the budget planks, it's one of the best. It's not better than Signature. It's not better than some of these other planks I'm going to tell you about. It's one of the best budget planks out there on the market. It's got a 20 mil wear layer. One of the things that I love about this is it has lots of patterns. For a budget plank at this price point, the patterns that they put in there are unreal. You just don't see it. So that's another reason why I promote them. They also have their Craftsman, which is like their Modin Signature. It's a vintage plank. It's like 3.5 inches wide instead of the 9 inches. So it has that old vintage look. Now keep in mind, just like the old wood floors, they're slow to put in because you have more plank to put in. They're narrower, but it looks good. Has a really nice, good look to it. And then they also have a herringbone. Okay, nice plank, looks great, slow install. Wouldn't want to put it in my whole house. Looks great in the office or a bedroom. Great plank. You can put it together. Anyone can. It just takes time. I just want you to know that. So there's Flooret. So again, the Signature is a 40 mil wear layer, which is thick. It's the thickest out on the market, or at least one of the thickest out on the market. Modin Base, which is the budget plank, has 20. Craftsman, Herringbone, both have 40. Mannington Adura. If you've been around me at all, you know I've talked about Mannington. You've heard me talk about Mannington. It's a great product. Never have had an issue with it ever. Now, Flooret's products that I just told you about are SPC. That's a stone polymer core. Stone plastic core. Okay? Adura Max is a WPC, a wood plastic core. Now, what's the difference between the two? Let me tell you that when you go with a thick SPC, you're not going to have any issues. It's those thinner SPCs that you have to be careful with. Those are the ones that like to buckle, okay? The ones I'm telling you about, I have never had that problem. But I will tell you that with a WPC, it has a little softer feel when you walk on it. Now, if you take a hammer after it and you hit it, and then you hit one of the SPCs, the WPC is going to damage more because it's a thicker, lighter core, not as heavy duty as the SPC, but it has benefits like a softer, warmer feel, okay? It's not something you want to use though in like your cabin where you're not going to have it acclimated or where you're not going to keep it heated in the winter if it gets 20 below zero. You don't want a WPC in your cabin if you're not going to have it heated during the winter. The next one, and by the way, the Adura Max, all the Adura products are 20 mil wear layers, okay? So then they have Adura Rigid. Now Adura Rigid is their SPC core. It's a great plank. Installs great, locking system just like all of them so far, great. The right kind of locking system for me. I've never had any issues. The problem, or not the problem, the Rigid is a little bit thinner than the Max, and it's an SPC. Great plank, both of them are. Now, Adura does have what they call Apex. Don't get Apex. Okay, stay away from Apex. Why? Because on their Apex, they switched to the drop and lock. I don't like the drop and lock. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad plank because I've installed it many times, never had a problem with it. So why don't I say it's a good plank then and recommend it? Because it has the drop and lock. That's why. It's not in my top 5. Never will be. Adura Apex. Still a good plank. Lots of good patterns in it. Just, drop and lock. COREtec. That's probably a product you all heard of. Now, one of the things I'll tell you is that I've noticed that Mannington and COREtec are more expensive. And why do you think that might be? Well, most of them you're going to find inside a retail store. It's because they have a middleman. And a middleman makes the cost go up. Now, they are great products. They have great products, but they are more expensive. More than likely, you would need to go to a retail store to find these, okay? You can find them online. COREtec they have COREtec Originals and COREtec Pro. Now, COREtec Originals goes anywhere between 20 and 30 mil wear layers, okay? They also have COREtec Pro, which is an SPC. Now, the COREtec Originals is a WPC. Okay, again, the thicker, more comfortable when you walk, warmer feel to it than the SPC, which is meant for more harsh conditions, maybe better scratch resistance, not as soft. Still both good products, even the WPCs, okay? I want you to remember that. And of course, they both have angle to angle, or what else I would call angle tap, where instead of putting the butt joint in at an angle, you can actually put the long joint in and then tap in the butt joint. Then we have Mohawk. Now this is a name everybody knows. Ask your grandma or your grandpa or your great-great-grandma. Everyone's heard of Mohawk. Mohawk's been around forever. They're not going anywhere either. They're buying everybody out. Mohawk has been around forever. Now they have 3 different lines. Now these ones get a little funky. So let's go through them. So we have SolidTech, SolidTech R, and we have PureTech. What's the differences of all of those? Well, first off, SolidTech comes with 3 lines in it. Essentials, Select, and Plus. Stay away from Essentials. Don't touch the Essentials. Why? Because it's their lower end and it doesn't meet the standards that I have for the budget plank. So I wouldn't touch the Essentials. It has a 12 mil wear layer. Who wants a 12 mil wear layer? There's 40 out there. We don't want 20, or we don't want 12. We'll take 20, but we don't want 12, right? So keep that in mind. Now, the Select is a 20 mil wear layer, and then they also have the Plus, which is 22, and you can go in there and see all the differences between these because there's scratch resistant warranties that are different with each of these. You can see with all of the different plank collections I'm sharing with you, you can go see for yourself. I'm not going through all the technical specs. I'm just telling you what I think is a good plank. So SolidTech R, well, what's the R for? I'll tell you, they're using recycled bottles, water bottles. So if you're a green person, you really are concerned about the green products, this is for you. Then they have PureTech. Now this is where Mohawk just went bananas. And I'm not talking a bad thing, but they went bananas on trying to create products that are organic and making them super durable using natural resources instead of just plastic. So go check out PureTech, okay? Because they do have some good quality products in there, and you'll be able to go and check out what I'm talking about. Very good product, has high reviews on it. They have Select, Plus, and they got Premier. Now, what's the difference? Select is 20 mil, Plus is 22, Premier is 22. But with the Premier and with some of these higher end planks, what you're gonna find again is better texture, more realistic looking plank. You're also gonna get multiple patterns so you don't have as many repeats, right? Some of these, you can find 20 different patterns plus. It's amazing that they're finally doing that. I mean, how hard could that be, right? Give us more patterns instead of 4. 4. Whoever came up with 4, I don't know. Okay, now let's talk about another online company that doesn't have a middleman. Hewn. This is a company that I have, out of all these, the least amount of experience with. But I gotta tell you, Hewn has raised my eyebrow. I've been working with them now for several months, checking out their plank. I have some reviews out there for you to go and check out on their plank. There's a guy who has a channel on YouTube who did a video on Hewn flooring. I called him up, or he called me when he was doing it, talked a little bit about it. He did his install. A couple years later, talked to him, just messaged him not too long ago and asked him, how's the Hewn floor going? How's it looking? Is it performing like they thought, or do you like it? Would you recommend it? He said yes. Overall, I think it's a great floor. They don't have the middleman, which makes it so that it's more reasonable in cost. Okay, so here we go. They have Select, Premium, and Elite. Now, what's the differences? Select and Premium have 20 mil wear layers. Plus, once you go through these different ones, like all of them, you're gonna find different plank sizes, lengths and widths. Okay, then they have the Elite, which has a 30 mil wear layer. Now, Hewn is like an SPC. They call it stone form. Stone form is made of limestone, about 70% limestone. It's similar to an SPC. Basically, it's a stone though that's in there. It is a very good core, okay? As a matter of fact, Versaform, which is another product of theirs, and other plank companies that I just mentioned have glue down plank, have floating plank that is considered a gravity floor where you just need to do a perimeter glue, or you can just loose lay it, or you can full spread glue it. That is what I'm gonna be using in this basement. I'm excited when I'm gonna to share that video with you because I don't have any videos on gravity floor. I think it's definitely by far the easiest. And now, do I think it's great for every application? No, not the Versaform, not the gravity floor, but I will tell you that if you glued it directly, it could be. But for this basement, it's gonna be nice. I'll tell you more about all of that in a different video. Okay, now, is there other planks out there that are just as good as these? Yeah, there are, but I don't know every single plank out on the market because there's thousands of them. Thousands of them out there. Everybody wants to be in the vinyl plank game. It's been like the big boom, And so everybody's trying to be different. How can they create a product that's different? Like Mohawk and their green products. So with all that being said, there are other planks out there. You just need to go look. You can find something. But if you bought any of the plank in this top 5 that I'm sharing with you, I believe that you're going to be just fine. Okay? You're going to love the plank. It's going to do good for you. You're going to have it for many years to come. All these planks I'd recommend to my family and to my friends, and certainly to you too. And so that's why I chose these 5 plank to share with you today. So which one's your number 1, Joe, right? That's what everybody's asking. Aren't you going to tell me? Okay. I'm not going to none of this was in order of the way it would go. I, again, would recommend all of these floors, but if I had to choose and tell you which one I think is the best or which one is my favorite, Flooret, guys. Can't go wrong with Flooret. Now, I just want to pray real quick, if you don't mind. Father God, I pray for everybody watching this video, Lord. I pray that you bless them, and I pray, Lord, that they all feel your presence and know that you love them, Lord. Thank you for them. Watch over them, Lord, and I pray for this in Jesus' name. Okay. Again, my name is Joe Latender. I want to say thanks for watching. Now, some of these vinyl planks, the ones that I was talking about with Flooret and Hewn, I'm going to leave links below inside the description that you can go and click on and get to those. There is a coupon code for some of them. You can go and check those out. Use the coupon code to get some discount on samples. Go check them out. Got to tell you, I really do appreciate you. I hope to see you on the next video. Come and check out the series I'm going to do on this basement. All right. Again, my name is Joe Latender. I'll see you on the next video. Have a great day.